Good everyone, guys. Video today we have a event vehicles episode on the Su-85A. This is a tank destroyer that I actually got out of the SL crates a while ago, and this is a tank destroyer that I've not really used too much, and it's not necessarily down to the vehicle's fault itself, it's just the fact that I don't get to use it very much. That and also it's rank 2, but with it being classed as an event vehicle because it's from the 2018 Festive Quest event, yeah, I can still use it. It's just, yeah. I do have a lot of Russian event vehicles. I've just never had the time or the patience to put together a lineup to make use of it, really. So the Su-85A is essentially what happens when you take an Su-76 from, like, 2.0 and slap it with an 85mm D5S. This is pretty similar to the T-34-85's cannon, and is pretty much the same as the IS-1's gun as well, because they pretty much share the same gun. And it's a very, very good cannon, as you can imagine, at 4.0. With having 148mm of penetration, excellent shells when it comes down to it with the BR-365 round. This round is disgusting at this BR, let's put it that way. When you can one-shot basically anything, there's very little in the way of tanks that you'll be struggling to pen with this thing, and that's putting that lightly. You do have access to APCR, but if you're using this, well, you've either updated this tank to like 6.3, or you're just really wanting to make sure it pens, and the APCR round is pretty crap on this thing, I must say, but like, it's enough. You also do have HE, but well, if I mention this too much, Harry's going to riot, but well, I mean, it's got perfectly solid penetration, and its explosive mass is really good, so we will be carrying a few of these. I've not played it too much, as you can tell, and also not gotten too many kills in it. But the fact is this thing does have some positive metrics. It's just the fact that it's an Su-76 at 4.0, where, yeah, it's still open top. I mean, it's got a little bit better rear protection than the Su-76, but not by a whole lot. And of course, with it being completely open top, yeah, this is how most of my deaths happen in this thing. Is either artillery or planes paying us a visit. And, yeah, it's not exactly fun when you're in a good position. I mean, with 4 degrees of gun depression, anything remotely flat is good. But with how little armor we actually do have, actually getting this thing into a good position and making use of this gun can be quite tricky at times. But the fact is, it's a nice little vehicle for me to own, and it's another one to the toolbox, so to speak. I've already made myself a little lineup down here, including the BTR. I've still not spaded. I've just not had the time to spade this thing. And yeah, let's get cracking, and let's see how this thing does. Right, you're a bit late, Santa. Next year, mate. Yeah, this is a solid vehicle. Like, it can do a lot, but it's just the fact that it's one of those where you really do have to consider positioning, and this map really doesn't help that metric. I'm probably going to go to the A side, because that probably gives us the best chance. Yeah, there's a lot of hills there, but there's a lot of places where we can potentially go into a sniping position or something like that. So that's what I want to make use of. I want to make use of this gun as best as I can, and this is probably the best area for it. C is not a bad area either, but it's quite close in. B is not happening because, well, it's same as C, but even worse. But yeah, this is a tank destroyer I don't get to play much, because like I said, I either have other things to do, or I just don't need to use this thing. Yeah, thanks for cutting me off there, mate. It's not like I'm slow already. Like I said, the engine is basically the same as the Su-76. Its top speed is around about the same. It's not like it's not a speed demon, I'm afraid, but it does make its gun, like, it can get its gun to where it needs to be, but it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world. Just expect that if you do own this thing and you've never driven it before. Ooh, actually, hold on. This might be a good little area over here where these all these, like, what fortifications are. This could be a good spot. For a limited time, of course, but this could be a good spot. We don't have much gun traverse, so this could be a tricky one. What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on a little bit of wall. That was weird. Up there, just seeing something fire. Yeah, teammate, I know, I know. I'm going to try and get into a firing position, but like I said, this is just not the fastest of vehicles, unfortunately. I don't see anything, but obviously they are shooting over the hills. Come on. Alright, this should be a good enough spot. We've got cover to the right for the most part. I can't see anything, but I'm just going to randomly fire. So I can't see anything right now. Yeah, it was Panzer IV. Whoa! Nice. So even though that wasn't a great shot from me, that was a little bit higher than where I was aiming. That just shows the power of this gun. Like, it is insane for this BR. Like I said, the main issue is getting this thing into a good position because, as I said, the gun depression limits it. The fact that it's mostly stuck on maps where you just can't do a huge amount. There, I see him. I see him. Can I get a shot? Maybe? Nah, it's too awkward. Okay, let's try and move. Ow! I can just about see him. Okay, we need to move. Although, in fairness, did that come from the rear? Can't have done. ASU would have seen it. Or maybe the ASU thought it was funny to give me a heart attack, I don't know. Like I said, we're not doing too great in terms of the team either right now, and that's another thing that limits this thing, is Russian teams a lot of the time rely on the Russian bias and all that jazz. Ah, right there. Got him. Oh, he's not having a good day. Like I said, this gun is really, really good, but it's just getting it where it can do work. I can hear something German approaching. Let's hope he breaks down on the way here. Because German tanks tend to do that. I don't want to move to the point where the ASU is not covering my side. Has he scattered him? Yeah, he's scattered him. I said there's a guy coming to the left. Not like my armor's going to save me from a Panzer IV, but, you know, I could be optimist. I should say ever the optimist. There goes him. Right, now where'd that tank go from that I saw at the corner of my eye? Oh shit, Ostwind. The Ostwind is very dangerous. There, I see something moving in the bush there. Too slow, buddy. Well done. In case anyone didn't see that, a teammate just TK'd a goddamn KV-1 trying to help him with a light tank problem. Yeah, you're definitely not who I want as my cast, that's for sure. Right, there's a Sherman. We'll deal with him next. If I didn't do my trick and fail at it, we're dead. How in the hell did you just not pen this thing? You know what? We're just not going to question it, and we're just going to say that we had a little bit of luck. Oh, shit. And I bounced. I was a little bit too off with my shot. Yeah, you can see where the shot hit the smoke grenade launcher. That's quite unfortunate, but that's just how it happens sometimes. Let's take another. Just like the other. Promise I won't make that joke again. Not for a while, at least. Probably gonna get cast to death, but, well, I'd rather try and use this thing a little bit more. Like I said, that was my fault, not the tank. I was just a little bit too quick at shooting. I should have had my hull a bit more turned. But yeah, Shermans are pretty easy to deal with. It's just they have a stabilized gun. That's what can limit you in dealing with them. Alright, let's have a look. Just seen that shot. Yeah, M10 right there. Nice. Straight through the front at that distance. And angle, of course. Like, the slope would have normally stopped most shells, but not this shell. Oh, shit. It's a fucking Apache. We need to stay hidden. I've just seen that guy moving up there, so we'll see if we can get a shot on him. Don't see me! Do not see me! I mean, I'm a little bit obvious here, but we'll just... Remember, German mains, and most mains to be honest, their vision is based off of movement. I don't have a good shot on this guy. Looks like a Sarv. That's a Chaffee. I don't know why I said Sarv. There we go, that's him gone. Okay. Yep. That was bound to happen. He was well hidden as well. Fair play. Fair play. Alright, let's jump into something a little bit more fun. Well, consistent is the word I would use. And that is my trusty ITP. Now, most people will probably be saying at this point, Joe, why are you running ground targets into 20 mils? Because that's an AP round. And trust me, that AP round definitely helps out if the 37 is not doing enough post-pen. I mean, you still get FIT, so I don't see the issue, but it's just what I run on most of my planes that I'm using for Russia in Ground RB. ITP especially. So yeah, 6 kills and 2 spawns, that's not the worst, but I've definitely had better runs in that thing. But yeah, it's definitely a tank that is just, it's alright, it gets the job done. Critical hit, I think we nailed his engine. Thank you. I don't know if that was friendly or not. I'm going to assume it wasn't. Well, that's him dealt with. So now we can get these bombs to do some work. Trying to keep an eye out for planes as well. This is the problem with playing a plane in Ground RB most of the time is you kind of have to keep your eyes open. There, there's him. I want to know what that Panzer IV was that I spotted before I was shot. But I'll loop back round and see if I can help that Su-85. So obviously he's right there. So why was my keybind not working earlier? I tried to do that for my teammate. friendly. Bombs away. Nice, direct hit. Loading out a dive bomb is one of the most critical key resources you can have. Okay, where'd that guy go? Ah, something right there. Multiple. That should help my teammate, but given how they're performing, I don't think so. Yak 1, we've got multiple guys on the B point. Get Cass in. We can Cass all three of them if you're quick enough. You're going first. Oh! Is that BTR shooting at me? You can clearly see I'm a teammate. Yeah, we've got a plane coming in. We need to clean this SARF up quickly. There we go, SARF's gone. Alright, let's go deal with this plane. See, the ITP is definitely one of the best parts about the Su-85A. Like, you can pair this thing up. Ow! Well, that definitely wasn't a friendly. Well, I'm dead anyway. I can hear a second plane coming in. Any second now. Yep, there he is. I bet it's that oddballs guy in the SARV I just killed. I'll make a bet. Let's see if I'm right. Go on then, if you're going to steal your buddy's kill. No, it wasn't. That's surprising. Might have been the PVKV we killed though. We'll make that bet. I'm not going to bother respawning. This team is done. But first I want to see if I'm right. Yes, it was the PVKV. Of course it was. Because yes, revenge killing when the guy's basically already dead makes perfect sense. That's just how War Thunder can be. And we get a battle trophy. Let's see if we get a talisman or something. An SU-100Y. That's that destroyer cannon thing. That's one vehicle I'll never want. That's for sure. But yeah, really hope you enjoyed seeing the Su-85A in action. I know it's not the best vehicle and I didn't have the world's best run in it. But that's just how it can be sometimes with this thing. It's one of those situational vehicles. But it is still pretty fun though. Like I've had a lot of fun with it. But obviously it is annoying when you're getting cast and your teams just aren't doing great. And I also hope you enjoyed seeing the ITP in action. Everyone loves a little bit of ITP. Realistically though, I wouldn't have won that dogfight against the J-22, so even without the wingtip gone, yeah, we just didn't stand a chance. It's an aircraft that's really good for cast, but against other planes, it's very limited in what it can do. You have to kind of catch them by surprise, which you can do in Ground RB, but, well, when you lose half your wing, not really possible. Of course, now we're moving on from Russia, and we're moving on to Great Britain. And we have a few vehicles here. There should be one extra, I think. Is there one extra? Why is there a gap here? I'm going to have to look into that. Why is there a gap? Okay, there's just a random gap in the event vehicles part. I don't know why, but I think that's just me being a twat, but that'd be normal, wouldn't it? So I'll make sure everything's all here, but obviously we do have things like the Swordfish, which I know it says not an event vehicle, but it was from an event. Same with the Hurricane FAAM, same thing. Martlet, and then of course the Whirlwind P9. I'll make sure everything's all tip-top shape, because I've not checked this lineup in a while, but this is generally what I think is in here off the top of my head, but don't worry. You'll see when the Swordfish comes, you'll see if there's been any changes anyway. But I really hope you enjoyed seeing the Su-85A. Obviously, we'll move on to Britain. I don't have a single British event tank other than the Churchill Crocodile, but obviously that'll be a Battle Pass vehicle. There is this, which I got as part of an event, but it was also a old pack vehicle, so I'm going to leave this out. This will probably be in the rare vehicles episode at some point, because you can't really get it anymore. Anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it for today. Hope you enjoyed seeing the Su-85 and the ITP in action, and I'll see you all on the next one.